Jeff's back from his first
Hey,
load.
6:31.
Okay. Yeah, let's folks,
get
if you
rolling.
could all mute yourselves, that would be great. And then we're going to push this for record so we can have it at another time available. And at this point, it is your run. Monique, you get to be the leading us down.
All right. Thanks, Kurt. Welcome everybody to our quarterly district new member and sponsor orientation. This is our first one for District 5790, so we're hoping to have a lot more of these going forward. My name is Monique Cabano. I'm the president-elect of Fort Worth South. I'm also part of the district membership team as well. Our agenda this evening is we'll go through more about Rotary International and the organization, overview about it, and District 5790. The purpose is we want to help you connect with other Rotarians and encourage engagement in club activities and service projects. Each year, our RI president will have a message. The Unite for Good message that you see on top there is the Rotary International message for 2025 and 2026. And it's encouraging members to work together to create positive change in a divided world. And the message emphasizes that unity and collaboration among members and with other organizations are key to amplifying their impact through community service, leadership, and partnership. And then just before we continue, I think we shared this in the chat, but as you have questions, if you want to post those in chat, we have a couple folks who will be monitoring chat, and then there'll be a time at the end of the presentation to have a Q&A. So what is Rotary International? It's a grassroots organization that with 1.4 million Rotarians who belong to over 46,000 Rotary and Rotaract clubs around the world. These clubs are grouped into over 500 districts, which are further grouped into 17 paired zones, each headed by a Rotary director. And all board of directors are elected volunteers, except for the general secretary, who is appointed by the board of directors. And that general secretary is a paid position. The world headquarters is located in Evanston, Illinois. And we'll be posting, you actually can go visit the world headquarters. If the travels take you to the Chicago area, there is actually a link on the RI website to let them know that you are coming if you want to arrange for a visitor's pass. And we'll actually post that link in the chat today for the tours. I have yet to do it. It is on my list to do though next time I make it out to the Chicago area. All right, so in the beginning, February 23rd, 1905, Rotary came into existence when the first Rotary Club meeting was held in Chicago, Illinois. February 23rd is designated as World Understanding and Peace Day, and February as the World Understanding Month, since understanding and goodwill are essential for world peace. Paul Harris is recognized as the founder of Rotary. He was 37 years old. And meeting locations rotated amongst the different members' offices and provided fellowship and networking opportunities, hence the name Rotary became known. In 1917, the Rotary Foundation, or TRF, as you'll sometimes hear it referred to, was first established by the past Rotary International president, Arch Klump, at the Atlanta Convention to accept donations to do good in the world, and the first donation was for $26.50 from the Rotary Club of Kansas City. And in 1932, the four-way test was created by Herbert J. Taylor, a Rotarian, and adopted by Rotary International in 1943 as a code of ethics. And in 1985, Polio Plus program was proposed as a primary fundraising effort with a lofty goal to raise $120 million to purchase and administer the polio vaccine. By 1988, Rotarians had raised $219 million in cash and pledged to eradicate polio worldwide to protect all children from this debilitating and potentially fatal disease. Today, there's only 2 endemic countries, Afghanistan and Pakistan, reporting the existence of wild polio virus, with 11 cases reported to date. And Rotary International's primary external goal is the eradication of polio worldwide, having reduced polio by 99% and protected over 3 billion children in 122 countries, which is absolutely amazing that an organization could do so much good in the world. In 1989, membership was open to women, and in 2022, Jennifer Jones, a Canadian communications executive, became the first woman to serve as the Rotary International president. And also in 2024, Stephanie Urchik was the second woman to serve as Rotary International president and the first from the United States. Rotary was not long to recognize that fellowship alone would not keep a group together. There needed to be a purpose. And in 1907, the club initiated its first public service project. It was the construction of public comfort stations in Chicago, Illinois. In those days, public restroom facilities were not available, and private business establishments would only allow their patrons or customers access to bathroom facilities. This step transformed Rotary into the world's first service club. And Rotary has been dedicated to the idea of service for over 120 years now. Rotary's vision statement broadly encompasses who we are and why we do what we do as an organization. And as members, hence the Rotary hashtag People of Action. Change doesn't just happen by itself. Notice the highlighted words here: together, people create change. And the total vision statement is: together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. From a pre-World War I resolution calling for maintenance of peace to our continuing support of Rotary Peace Centers, Rotary and its members have a long history of promoting peace and working to address the underlying causes of conflict in communities around the world. Did you know that Rotary was actually instrumental in the formation of the United Nations? In 1945, 49 members served in 29 delegations to the United Nations Charter Conference. Rotary played an essential role in building support during the formative years of the UN and in selecting New York City for the permanent headquarters. Rotary holds the highest consultative status offered to a non-governmental organization by the UN's Economic and Social Council and holds a seat in the General Assembly of the United Nations in recognition of its efforts to foster goodwill and peace across national boundaries. And these statements serve as our overarching guide for Rotary work and service. And everybody's familiar, hopefully, with the four-way test. This was created in 1932 by Rotarian Herbert J. Taylor. It is one of the world's most widely printed and quoted statements of business ethics. The four-way test has been translated into more than 100 languages and obligates every Rotarian to apply 4 tests to all that we think, say, or do. Of the things we think, say, or do, first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? There is sometimes an asterisk next to the number 4, and that is the clubs unofficially have added an optional 5th test. Will it be fun? So now that we have a grasp of the foundational aspects of our organization, let's cover some of the ways we take action. Rotary has identified several areas of focus to which they will allocate resources to affect change across the globe. And these areas of focus or causes were recently expanded to include a new focus for supporting the environment. All of our grant funding efforts for projects fall into one or more of these areas. I like to use action words when talking about these areas, since Rotarians are known as people of action. So promoting peace, fighting disease, providing clean water, promoting maternal and child health, supporting education and literacy, growing local economies, and supporting the environment. And if you think about any grants that we do globally or within our communities that are in support, the Rotary Foundation or the district supports, it will usually revolve around these areas of focus. Rotary also has action groups, and these are independent internationally organized Rotary affiliated groups whose members have expertise in a specific concentration. In the following slide, I'll show you a list of those different groups. And these use their expertise to help clubs and districts plan and implement large-scale community development and humanitarian service projects in their area of expertise. So this is the list that we have. So most action groups view themselves not only as a specific subject matter resource, but as a resource in an area of focus. And anyone who wants to share their expertise to make a positive difference may join an action group. Only Rotarians, Rotaractors, and Rotary Peace Fellows may serve in leadership roles. And we'll post in the chat a link to the Rotary action groups. So in the past, I've been a member, especially when we were doing a global grant for water, sanitation, and hygiene. And usually there's a newsletter and some information that flows through there. And there also is, contacts as well that have these expertise. So it's really a great way to leverage, and meet other Rotarians from around the world. And then you have Rotary Fellowships. These are international groups that share a common passion or interest. So being part of a fellowship is just a fun way to make friends around the world, explore a hobby or profession, and enhance your Rotary experience. Fellowships are an added benefit of your membership. There's over 120 fellowships. We'll post a link in the chat to a list on the Rotary International site. But I also wanted to point out a couple things. Many clubs within the club have their own fellowship. So if you have a hobby, don't be afraid to see if other club members would like to meet up as a group from time to time. We see that a lot in various clubs. So examples are wine or crafting, a book club, music, going to see live music, things like that. So these fellowships that Rotary has at the international level, you can also start your own or have your own fellowships within your club just to increase engagement and really just to get to know your club members better. I wanted to highlight the Rotary Wine Appreciation Fellowship because Conrad Heedy is in our district, and he actually founded the Wine Appreciation Fellowship. So usually about once a year, here in the district, we'll have an event. And then he also organizes events at the Rotary International Convention. And speaking of the convention, each May or June, Rotary International holds a worldwide convention to stimulate, inspire, and inform all Rotary members at an international forum. It's really an awesome event. Rotarians from District 5790 recently returned from Calgary for the 2024-25 RI convention. The next one is going to be next June in Taipei, Taiwan. And there is a registration link that we'll post in the chat. So if you ever have an opportunity to go visit or go to a convention, it's really a great opportunity to meet other Rotarians. It's where you'll find other people of action around the world, brainstorming solutions to some of the most pressing challenges, and also celebrating our works of service that really create lasting change. You'll also renew connections, maybe discover fresh perspectives, and you'll definitely create moments and enduring relationships. I was able to attend the Rotary International Convention in Atlanta back in 2017, and it was definitely life-changing. It was over 30,000 Rotarians from across the world. And I had done one of my former clubs, we had done a couple projects in Kenya and Naivasha, and I was actually able to meet some of the Rotarians from that project at the convention. And so it was just a really great time to connect, see what others are doing in their communities, and just really, it was just a great opportunity, and an unforgettable experience. So I definitely would like to go check out another one soon. So we've talked a lot about Rotary International and how it's organized and founded. When you talk specifically about districts, we are in District 5790. And the district is here to assist our Rotary clubs in training leaders, helping with membership recruitment, assisting with Rotary Global grants or any kind of grants, both locally and internationally, and just overall helping our clubs promote their public image and media exposure. We're called the North Central Plains Rotary District, and we're made up of a little over 2,500 members and about 63 clubs right now. And the locations that you see in the map are where we're located in North Texas. A Rotary district is led by a district governor, and the district governor serves from July 1st through June 30th. So that is the Rotary year. It's from July 1 to June 30th. So you'll hear those dates sometimes, and that is considered the Rotary, I guess, fiscal year. The district governor is the official representative of Rotary International, and the governor's mission is to lead clubs, inspire Rotary members, and engage the public in the important role fulfilled by Rotary in our community. Our current district governor is John Bullock, and he's a member of the Rotary Club of Colleyville. And there's a picture of him and our governor-elect Angie and our past district governor, Andy Eads. This is the face or one of the slides of our district website. You can find it at rotary5790.org. This is where you can learn more about what's going on in our district, see what innovative fundraisers and service projects are being done outside your club, and just learn more about district events and initiatives. Your club secretary will also help you to provide you access to your club's website if needed. And the District 5790 website, there is a member login area, so you'll have to access. So you'll have access to the district's member-only information as well. And we'll post the website in chat. So the district governor is responsible for all clubs in our district, which I mentioned had over 2,500 members. And we have probably close to maybe 100 Rotarians serving the district on its leadership team each year. The district governors are selected about 2.5 years in advance of their official term, and they go through extensive facilitated learning opportunities to better serve our members. And this is a volunteer position. The district governor-elect is the year behind the current governor, and the district governor nominee is right behind the elect. So you have your district governor, your district governor-elect, and then your district governor nominee. And the nominee designate is selected by January of each year and follows the district governor nominee. So you probably have seen some, if you're subscribed, hopefully you are subscribed to our district newsletter. You've seen some emails going out from John asking for nominees for which would be the nominee designee. And then we also have, as a leadership opportunity, the Rotary Leadership Institute, or RLI as it's referred to. It is designed to empower Rotaract and Rotary leaders and member engagement. The QR code will take you to the Lone Star website for RLI, Rotary Leadership Institute. We do have some upcoming dates that we wanted to share coming up in November 15th. There's 3 parts, so all 3 parts I believe will be offered on November 15th. But you can scan the code and find the registration links and additional information, or we'll also post the link in chat as well. The parts do have to be taken and completed in order, and there are opportunities to take in person and I think others virtually. But the most up-to-date you'll find is on the website for the next training opportunities. And club leader events. So these are open to all members. So I mentioned our website earlier. There's lots of opportunities to see what other clubs are doing on the event calendar, but also our district offers a lot of leader events as well. So these are ways that you can learn with your peers by attending, one of the like club leader events. We've got Vibrant Club Workshop. There is club leadership training, which I think everyone should be encouraged to attend, especially if you are going to be representing your club in a formal capacity, say membership or foundation, club administration, secretary, public image, etc. These are usually this information usually shared in well, will be shared soon, but so just you'll want to check the website, and also if you've signed up for our district newsletter, we'll be keeping you guys updated on any of the events coming up with the district 5790. So you have the Rotary International side, and then you have the philanthropic side, the Rotary Foundation. That's our foundation. It offers a wide variety of options to financially support the many activities that Rotary undertakes. So the signature initiative is working towards the eradication of polio, to providing emergency relief funds when disaster strikes. There's and everything in between. The Rotary Foundation is fully engaged globally. And I wanted to call out in the lower left photo, that is our current district governor, John Bullock, administering polio drops to a child in India. The Rotary Foundation, it is one of the most highly respected charities according to the independent watchdog Charity Navigator. So this is actually a really big deal. Our Rotary Foundation has earned the highest rating, which is 4 stars by Charity Navigator. And it's an independent evaluator of charities in the United States. And it has given us 4 stars consecutively for the past 15 years. So we're in the top 1%. The Rotary Foundation earned the recognition for adhering to sector best practices and executing its mission in a financially efficient way, also demonstrating both a strong financial health and commitment to accountability, sustainability, leadership capacity, and transparency. There's not a lot of organizations that would adhere to that level. The Rotary Foundation, it transforms our gifts. So when you give to Rotary Foundation, that actually will it be transformed into service projects. And those service projects, they change the lives both close to home and our own communities, and supporting causes and projects across the world. So, whenever you do give to the Rotary Foundation, your contributions, they really are essential to securing and growing Rotary programs throughout the world, and helping our communities and helping other communities internationally. So World Polio Day is actually coming up on October 24th. Since 1985, Rotarians around the world have worked to eradicate polio. And thanks to the effectiveness of polio vaccines and the combined efforts of Rotary, the WHO, the CDC, UNICEF, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and Gavi, wild polio has been almost eradicated. The cases have declined from about 350,000 cases per year in 125 countries to only 28 cases in 2 countries. And as I mentioned before, Pakistan and Afghanistan most recently this year. That is a decrease of 99.99%. And so as Rotarians, we are committed to finishing the fight against polio. It may not be something that we recognize as much here in the United States, but it definitely is a huge part of our history as an organization, and just something that we should be extremely proud of, but also willing to commit to finish the fight against polio. And I wanted to call out on October 26th, our District 5790 team will pedal for polio in Grapevine, Texas. Our goals is to raise $10,000 for this important cause. And the QR code in the top right will actually take you to our district's page for Pedal to Polio, or Pedal for Polio. So there's lots of different ways. We talked about how important the Rotary Foundation is to Rotary and helps us to fund our local projects and our international projects. Ways to give can be found on the RI's website, which is www.rotary.org. And if you're a new member, or even if you're a longtime member, we always encourage everybody to please sign up for Rotary Direct. And you can do that through, if you have a My Rotary account. So you want to go to rotary.org and create a profile. We'll post a link in the chat to how to sign up. But as a Rotarian, part of the website, you do get access to a lot of different resources, the Learning Center courses, club reporting, club goals, our brand center. So there's tons of different brand images that you can leverage for your club, but you must have a member profile in Rotary. And so depending on your level of support, they do have recognition opportunities at the club level or the district level by Rotary International. And Rotary Foundation recognizes donors just to express their gratitude for your commitment, offering individual and club recognition, as well as naming opportunities that enable you to honor a friend or family member with a named or endowed gift. And again, we'll post the donation and the sign up. Really, the main thing is to get in My Rotary account. So sign up first. And then anytime you do donate, everything will be tracked. For most of us, it's not just enough to attend the meetings and feel like we're engaged. Really, the true engagement happens when you're not only passionate about something, but doing something along those lines that really fulfills you. And so to maximize your membership, just think about the ways that you can impact think of the impact you could make on others or your community by serving them in some capacity. So we want to challenge you guys to step forward, volunteer when your club has activities or service projects or fundraisers, and just lend a hand. And better yet, if your club isn't doing something to address your passion, there's always an opportunity to approach club leaders and share your idea for an activity. There's been many times I've seen, where somebody has really passion for maybe a certain nonprofit or an activity. And that's a great way to engage a member and engage yourself by, maybe spearheading a club service project, or, we talked about fellowships earlier. If you have a passion for live music or another hobby, this is a great way to get to know your club members, but also meet new friends and have new experiences. And then to receive those communications from Rotary International and your club, just going back to, want to emphasize, you'll need to register for your account on myrotary.org. Again, you'll see all the information about yourself, your club, your district. There's lots of ways to view and see, how your club is done over the years. And then your foundation giving history is also located there as well. The other thing I'd like to point out is I mentioned the Learning Center. That is an online learning and knowledge-based course curriculum. So if you are, even if there's like a Rotary Essentials course that you can take, if you're coming into a member or a leadership role of some sort in your club, there is a course curriculum for that. And those courses are full of video tutorials about all things Rotary, and there's lots of different ways that you can engage. So I really encourage you to visit the Learning Center and see if there is an opportunity for you to learn a little bit more, or if you're interested in potentially a club leadership role or something like that. That would be a great way to look into it. And then Rotary International has a newer resource, and we'll upload the link in the chat here. We know that every member has a unique combination of interests, skills, and talents. And so every member is going to be attracted to different activities. This is a guide that Rotary created that just describes the options that you can choose from to personalize your Rotary experience and get involved in ways that matter to you. So I encourage you, as maybe a little bit of a homework, is to to go visit this Designing Your Road experience. It takes you through a few pages, kind of like a little bit of a survey, but also some reading material, and helps you kind of tailor how you would like your Rotary experience to be. And I know I've said this will be the third time, but my Rotary account, if you don't have one, please do that. I can't emphasize that enough. We have all these other resources as well. If you're not familiar, there is a Rotary International Facebook group. Obviously, our district Rotary 5790 Facebook group, and Instagram. I would definitely follow those if you are on social media. And I'm sure that your club has a social presence as well. So make sure you seek out those resources there. You can also, I wanted to talk about the club locator. So there is if you've ever going to visit another area, another state, another country even, and you would love to visit another club, this is actually a great way to look the club up and get information on how many clubs are in the area and when they meet and where. I'd also recommend, if you do that, maybe give the club a heads up ahead of time if you're able to contact them, just to let them know you'll be attending. I personally have attended meetings in Kenya when I visited for Rotary Project. I've been to several different states, and if I can fit in a Rotary meeting, I think it's just a great way just to like meet some new folks that have like-minded individuals, right? And it's always neat to see how other clubs structure their meetings as well. But it's always been a welcoming experience. So I definitely encourage you to do that. And then there also is if your club uses Club Runner, there is a mobile app that is free of charge to all Rotarians as well. And then to use the app if you are using Club Runner. And there's just also different opportunities if you through these sites, if you can go visit and check them out after. I know we talked a little bit about the zone, but just to kind of give you an idea, like our district is part of a zone. So here's a website and you can go to and kind of check out all the other districts that are located in our current zone. And then of course, the last thing here is the Rotary Learning Center. So lots of different course catalogs, just a great opportunity for you to enhance your Rotary experience. And with that, we probably have a few questions, maybe. We can open it up there.
Why don't you go ahead and either type them in the chat, or if you want, unmute yourself and then ask Monique the question, please.
Questions that was asked was about what fellowships might exist in individual chapters. I'm sorry, in individual clubs. And really, if you're not aware of what fellowships might exist, obviously you can ask your club president. If in fact, and I just want to build on something that Monique said, if you have a passion for something, and you don't necessarily already see that kind of activity within your club, you can start a fellowship. An example of that in our club a number of years ago, one of our club members decided to start a dinner club within the group, where small groups of members get together once a month as a way of getting to know each other a little bit better. And so that was a person who had an interest, was really excited about it, and they started a dinner club fellowship.
Good idea.
Go ahead, Danila.
I was just saying that's a very good idea. I like that. During the day, it can be challenging for the working folks, but outside of the work environment and have dinner, that's perfect.
Yeah, and there's lots of different ways to, for different ideas for different fellowships. But I love that. And I know, Ray, how many do you know how many y'all have in your club? How many
Yeah,
fellowships?
we have about 10 fellowships, about 10.
Yeah.
And I'll provide Monique with a list of our fellowships and a little bit of a description of what those fellowships do, and you can send those out to the group.
That would be helpful. Thanks.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I love yeah, I love it's nice that like Rotary has the international and the broader fellowships, especially if you know, um, depending on how active they are, but at the fellowships that are within the club, right? Like those are the people that you're going to see weekly or bi-weekly. But also it just gives you a chance to get to know one another and have fun, right? I've met a lot of my really good friends through Rotary, so we probably just made our own fellowships and to hang out. Any other questions?
Nope, you
Well,
were very thorough.
I guess I have a question or maybe a challenge to the rest of the group. But by the way, this is Ray King. I'm part of the district membership team as well. Um, I'm kind of interested in knowing how you folks think you might be able to use this presentation that Monique made today within your club.
Well, I can tell you that I would like to do or print these screens to share with my club members. They aren't as technological savvy as I would like them to be, so even just printing these off would be very helpful.
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea if we could get a soft copy of the slideshow to present. I know lots of people that have been in the Granbury Club for quite a while, and I know there was information in here tonight that I think they would be uh, interested in seeing.
Yeah, and I think
Absolutely.
we plan on doing this quarterly, so we'll have probably more, more of these as well. So give an opportunity uh for, everybody to go through the orientation here. But yeah, we can probably figure out a way to get some information out to your clubs. And Grady, I think I met you maybe when I visited.
Yeah, were you at the recent meeting?
It was probably like it was last month, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. I'm curious for everybody,
Gosh.
did y'all learn anything new tonight? I know Grady, you kind of touched on it, but is there anything that like new that you learned tonight that you'll take back to your club or ideas or?
So this is Susan Cole, and I'm in the Grapevine Rotary Club. And I'd never really understood the whole fellowship concept before, the way that you explained it. So I would like to take that back to my club.
Yeah, I want to jump on board with that. I wasn't aware about the fellowships, and I'm curious and interested to see what the list is that Ray's going to provide.
Same.
And
You know,
would you mind going over again the parameters of what can qualify as a fellowship?
I really so from the Rotary International standpoint, they have set fellowships that you can join through Rotary International, and you have to be a Rotarian, a Rotaractor, or a Peace Fellow, I think, in order to be in I think the leadership roles. But and they'll have chapters sometimes throughout the world. So like I go back to the wine fellowship, right? The chapter, there's a big chapter here in our district. But as far as like fellowships for your actual within your club, I wouldn't say there's really any parameters per se, other than it's an interest group. So it's like-minded. If you have an interest in, it could be anything from dinner, a supper club. It could be live music. It could be just anything that you know, that has a, you know, similar interest for, within the club, like you can join that. So, I don't know, Ray, or, I know Jim, or anybody else, that I know some of you have some of you have,
Sure. Let me
fellowship
talk a little.
club, so please
I'll,
chime in.
sure. Yeah, let me talk just a little bit about fellowships. Fellowships really cool way. You know, we talk a great deal about member engagement. Well, fellowships are a terrific member engagement tool. People love to socialize. It's a way of engaging members outside of the weekly meetings. Obviously, community service projects are ways in which um, uh, obviously, um, service projects are a way of engaging members too. But interestingly enough, fellowships are a way for members who are engaged to talk to maybe newer members about how much fun they're having during service projects. And so it's a way to engage members, get members excited. Um, but it's also, at least in our club, and there aren't a whole lot of ground rules here. In our club, we have a number of fellowships, like a camping fellowship or a book club. Sometimes our members will invite non-members to these fellowships so non-members can see how much fun we're having in the club. And every once in a while, we're going to pick up some members as a result of inviting them to participate in some of our fellowships. So fellowships can be so many different things for a club, and they're just a whole heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah, and to tack on to the engagement piece, I was a Rotarian in District 5870, and I was in the Austin area for almost total of 14 years, but I was in Rotary there for about 11 or so years. And when I got married, I moved up here to the North Fort Worth area, Haltom City. I sought out Rotary because I had such a great experience, you know, in my former club. And a lot of that had to do with engagement, right? I loved hanging out with people in my club. We did different activities together. So we didn't have, I would say, formalized, we did have a monthly social, but we didn't have really formalized fellowships. But that engagement piece is really what kept me in Rotary. And just, you know, obviously so that's something that I would take back, you know, to the club is, you know, there's that engagement piece is super important. And I think fellowships and spending time, you know, doing fun things is a big part of that.
Stephanie has asked the question, what advice would anyone give a new member? Stephanie, I wonder if you might be able to clarify or be a little bit more specific about what you're looking for there. Are you with us, Stephanie? You may be muted, Stephanie. There she is.
How
Hi,
are you
Stephanie.
guys? I'm young but not tech savvy at all.
That's okay.
So I was just looking for any kind of advice that you guys would have for new members. I know I love to be involved in the community, and while I would love to do it all, I can't. Um, so I'm just looking for any advice that you guys, any wisdom that you guys may have, be able to share with me.
I'll be glad to share a little bit back on that. It's Kurt Bartley at the Rotary Club of Arlington, also on the district membership team. And Stephanie, I noted in the chat a slight reply there, but continue to ask questions. And I'm assuming you've probably got some passion for things that you've done and would like to do more of. Those are the things that you want to keep trying to maybe guide yourself to through questioning. And that's how you meet others in terms of what they're doing and sharing ideas with them in their purview. So that's one thing, is to continue to ask questions, in my opinion, with some of the more seasoned members in particular.
Thank you for that.
Yes, Stephanie, this is Ray again as well. I'll tell you one of the things that I did when I was new. When I joined our club, I was new to Rotary, so I didn't know anything about Rotary, and I was new to the area. And so I didn't know anybody either. And so as time went on, that first, I'd say 6, 8, 10, really the first year or so, I used to look around the room for people to call and invite to have a cup of coffee.
Very smart. I love that.
Coffee or breakfast. And that was so very, very helpful to me, because not only was I getting to know them, but they were talking to me, they were telling me about what the club was all about, what experiences they had. That was really, really helpful to me.
I will note that. Thank you.
Yeah, and I would say too, as a new member, I mean, there's a lot of information, and I'll be honest, like the first maybe year or two, I still don't know everything, but you learn a ton in that first year or two. But if there is any interest that you have, I know you just mentioned you're like, I can't do it all. So don't feel like you can do it all, but maybe pick, one area that excites you, that's doable within your, your schedule. So if it's obviously club meetings, but I know sometimes that's hard. But if there's service projects, or if there is like a social aspect outside of the club meeting that maybe you can get together, with someone else or a group or something like that, I would definitely pursue those. It's really just try to get to know your fellow club members, because it's really easy to kind of go there sometimes, especially if you're new, and just sit there and not not know anybody. And quite frankly, the club members should be inviting you too, but it's a two-way street. But as a new member, don't be shy. And I would say just focus on, getting to know your other club members, and trying to, maybe hone in on like something about your club that you could really contribute to, that you're really passionate about. Because if you're passionate about something, it'll be fun, and it'll be something that you can like help commit you to kind of get more involved and more engaged.
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. Anything else? Any other burning questions?
If you have a moment before we sign off, I'm just asking in the bottom there in the chat, maybe a few words on what you're learning this evening. It would be great to see that in the chat.
You have one more question. Hey, Stephanie, how new are you to Rotary?
So actually, I graduated high school in 2015, and I'm from Mineral Wells. So I believe ours is 1801, our district. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, I was in Interact. I was part of like the first group when they created Interact. And I've loved everything that we stand for as Rotarians. And then after high school, I got busy with life. And I joined again back in, Rotary. I joined Rotary back in 2021, I think. And then life happened, so I couldn't keep up with that until here recently. This 2025, I was a big change for me personally and professionally as well. I was able to accomplish a lot in the past 6 years. I know it doesn't make sense. So I have an older son who it will be 7 in October, and he is on the autism spectrum. So I spent the first 6 years of his life like doing everything under the sun of service wise for him, that I finally felt good to put me first as a person. So I said, you know what, 2025 Rotary, I mean, feels like home to me. So that was one of my top lists to do. So I joined again, and my local club, they're just so amazing. I mean, I'm speechless to even like say anything because they're just so understanding, and um most of them have known me for a couple of years, and in my high school years as well. And this is my hometown as well, so yes, I'm very involved with our community, and technically I'm fairly new um to Rotary, but in a sense not really. If that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
You bet. You bet. Well, that's very exciting. Very exciting.
Yes.
And I will say you sound like a Rotarian. The passion that you have for just service and that connection is you're there, right? So that's awesome to hear. So that's great. I would definitely, some of those passions will definitely translate, hopefully into your club as well.
Thank you so much.
Well, folks, as a follow-up, I will be sending out contact information for both Ray and Monique and myself from the team. And then you're always, anytime, questions you have, whether they are membership related or not, please, you're welcome to email us, contact us to at least get the question out there. We welcome the opportunity to respond and be able to find a way to get your answer. We may not know the answer, but we're really willing to go find it and get you into the right direction.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time this evening, and hopefully you'll provide some good feedback to your club. And when we host another one of these, we'll see you and maybe some new faces.
Thank you.
Monique.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Good night.
You want to stop recording, Kurt?
Yeah, thank you. Good reminder.